Hey everybody, it's Taki117 back with Star Quest. And here we have our Kerbals that have finished upgrading their vehicle assembly building, you can see it back there, with their first rocket classed for orbital return. They've also made a few other upgrades, so let's see what they have in store for us. It seems they've upgraded their audio system. And it also looks like they've upgraded their flight hardware. Or their flight software, rather. As this rocket climbs slowly into the air. See an anomaly over there. Something placed there by some alien race, perhaps. They are destined to investigate it at some point. Perhaps. There we go. Getting their pitch over maneuver. We continue climbing slowly into the air. Now this rocket has quite a bit of scientific payload aboard. I basically shoved every scientific instrument I could onto this rocket. Look at that beautiful plume there, expanding as we as atmospheric pressure decreases. Still flying this rocket mostly manually. I do have this smart stability system. Looks like we're getting a bit of roll oscillation here. Pitching down to 45 degrees. Lots of roll. Which actually helps keep the rocket stable. The reason for that is any permutations one way or the other will be immediately corrected as it rotates about its axis. And you can actually see the wobble there quite a bit now. So we start to lose that the atmosphere. Our grid fins are doing slightly less. To help keep our rocket stable. Now it's mostly just onboard guidance. Getting large swings here. This is not necessarily good. But fortunately we are high enough in the atmosphere that it doesn't really matter a whole lot. I am a little worried about these re-entry effects. However, There goes our engine. We're going to cut the throttle. There we go. Much smaller engine here. Much better for orbital maneuvers. And I do not have my maneuver planner, so I'm going to have to do this manually. I can't plot nodes either. So this is going to be very interesting. I am trying to point orbit prograde, and I do not have sufficient control. So my engine will gimbal. So once I am where I need to be, let's see if I can. Yeah, there it goes. Just takes a while. There we go. Yeah, I did not put enough reaction wheels on this particular craft. So we're in space. We're going to go ahead and run our science experiments. Collect all of those. And all we need to do is make orbit and then come back. And ooh, that's not good. We have developed solar panels. So let's see if I can get one of those exposed. Alright, coming up to apoapsis. Manually starting this burn. There we go. It is clear. We are now generating power for our tiny little spacecraft. There's that engine there. Beautiful engine. Beautiful view of the stars. Ooh, I like that sun flare. That's a good sun flare. Jupiter and Mars there. So I'm falling, unfortunately. Started my burn a little late. Now this mission isn't a complete loss, because I did get some very valuable science. All I have to do is get the periapsis above 70 kilometers and I will be fine. 50, 60, 70. Haha! I am now in orbit. Point prograde with a roll of 0 degrees because I have 2 solar panels on here, generating plenty of electricity, it looks like. I also have a very large battery on here. And you can see how tightly packed this science bay is. Alright, so now I am in orbit. It's just, I have every experiment I can think of in here. That I have available, rather. That's a nice, cute little rocket. Alright, so we are going to go once around. I'm going to try to drop this rocket somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. or in the Atlantic Ocean rather. Do have connection. So now my rocket is going to flip backwards. And the reason it moves backwards is because when moving through space, you have to thrust opposite the direction of you're moving to get anywhere. So I'm a little worried about this exposed bay here during re-entry. There we go. Go ahead. Stage our return engine. You can see that heat shield there, ready to protect the rest of the spacecraft. And I've also activated my parachute. Let's increase the atmospheric pressure just a little bit. Oops. There, that should do it. Now we watch. We are now helpless as this spacecraft falls through the atmosphere. But now that we've also lost this engine, the reaction control system that I have on here, provided by 2 of my Explorer 1 probe cores, is much more effective. So I'm going to point surface negative. Here we go. We're coming down. We are now officially in the atmosphere. The atmosphere of this particularly sized planet ends at approximately 70 kilometers. And so, as we start falling, atmosphere is going to be getting thicker. As we can see here, we are currently moving at Mach 7. A little over Mach 7.5, but we are slowing down despite our orbital speed increasing. Now, the reason for that is because our orbital speed is increasing because we're falling, but our surface velocity is also increasing because we're falling. But this is taking into account that we will eventually start slowing down. This is more of an absolute velocity rather than a actual velocity. Oh, we're getting some re-entry heating here. The heat shield doing its job, slowly ablating away. Also have a nice big battery down here. Beautiful, beautiful tail. You can see the other piece of our aircraft also entering the atmosphere. It's blading away. Nothing is overheating, which is good, and we are still staying within our shockwave. Beautiful tail. We fall through the atmosphere, slowing down. I'm a little worried that I'm actually not slowing down fast enough, but I am still at 32 kilometers. Falling quite nicely. Mach 5.5 now. 1 minute to impact, assuming I don't do anything. Nothing is overheating. We are slowing down. Mach 3. 14 kilometers. Mach 2. Mach 1.5. We are going to fall in the ocean. Hopefully we don't break anything. Mach 0.8, we are subsonic now. We are subsonic. There's our chute at 200 meters a second, a little over Mach 0.5, helping to slow us down even more. And fully deployed, we have a good chute. Currently falling at 5.2 meters per second. That was a little harrowing during re-entry. Little harrowing. But fortunately, we were falling quite nicely. Uh, 30 meters from the ocean, from the surface. And this will actually be picked up by a waiting recovery ship as it sinks. Starts sinking to the bottom. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a recovery submarine rather than a recovery ship. I'll watch it hit the bottom here. Oh no. I lost my science bay. Oh no. Oh well. I lost my material bay, but at least I have the rest of the spacecraft. So we're going to recover this and see how much science we have. And 75 science for a total of 173. Not bad. 281 funds. Let's unlock some more nodes. It seems that someone wants us to put a satellite in a specific orbit of the Earth. It seems the vessel that the Kerbals have created is too heavy for their current launch pad, so they need to upgrade. That will take them another 5 days. It seems our intrepid Kerbals have developed some new and interesting technologies, including, it looks like they've upgraded their launch pad. I guess the old one couldn't hold this massive rocket. Looks like they also have some solid rocket boosters, and they are going to do an air launch. This should be interesting to watch, as the solid rocket boosters will take them up initially, and then they will fire their center engine, push them ever higher. So let's watch. And there it goes, shooting quickly into the air. Uh-oh. And promptly breaking apart. So now we are in damage control mode. There do have enough Delta V. Alright, surface info. Let's point negative. Come on. Looks like we've also lost all of our solar panels. Lots of explosions as things hit the ground. This might not survive either, simply because I don't have enough time to save it. There it goes. That is unfortunate. More debris falling. And so it goes. But don't worry, the Kerbals will be back. They will rebuild. But for now, I'm Taki117, and remember, it's only rocket science.